Hey everybody, good morning. It is time to give these tomatoes a little trim here. I've got a lot of growth in here, and so I wanted to go over how to trim up your tomatoes. It should be pretty easy. I've got a couple different things that I need to do to them to give a little bit more upward growth here. As you can see, just got me a regular pair of scissors here. I've got a little bit of grass here that I've got to trim out the way. This is for the cats. I actually planted some grass seed in here to give the cats every day for their digestive health. So I'm going to start with that right there. I'm just going to come in and grab a little piece like this. I'm going to take that and I'm going to set it right on the ground. They come up and get it. It's actually pretty good. They'll come up and get that. But in the meantime, look at this bush here. This is, I think there's 4 plants in here, 3 or 4 plants. So I need to help promote that growth upward. And we're going to start here today on this one here. So I'm going to reach in here and try and separate these plants and find out where my separation is. And then from there, start working on each one of the plants so that they don't encroach each other's space, and then that, again, they help promote that growth upward. So the first thing I want to do is I want to come out and just lift this up just a little bit so that I have enough space to that. You always want that LED as far or as close down to the plants as you can get it, and we're going to put that down as soon as we're done trimming here. So as you can see, I do have some tomatoes on here. There are some tomatoes growing already, so I want to go ahead and make sure that I don't affect any of those limbs there. And then all the nutrients get out to the appropriate limbs that need be. So let's go ahead and find some of these in here that we need to cut back. Got some good flower there. And if I do see a flower, you've got the Be a Bee pollinizer right here. If I see a new flower that's just growing, I'll come in and just fly around essentially and hit those flowers that need to have the bee done to them. So we'll come over here and hit up these on this corner and go like that. So that way they can possibly get pollinated and produce more tomatoes. So we'll set that off to the side and get back to trimming here. And you will discover new tomatoes and new flowers as you go through here and trim. I'm trimming just a little bit out of the base stalk here so that we can get rid of those. And ones that I'm trimming is the ones that are not getting any light, the ones that are growing more outward, and the ones that are already dead. And some of the ones that are dead, you'll actually be able to pull them off, and this way you don't get any disease or anything that goes on with that. And so that the tomato plant has the ability to breathe, again, make sure that you are being very diligent with your cuts. Cut this so that the plant can actually grow more upward. That's the whole goal of this here. So we're going to go and take a peek at this one in here. This one's shooting outwards over towards this direction, and it's also a little weak, as you can see there. A little bit of light in color compared to what that is, so it's not getting as much light. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this guy around so that we can actually see what is going on the backside here as well. Again, promoting growth straight up, that's the ultimate goal there. If you have some double stalks, you want to get rid of the ones that are shooting doubled off to the side. Let's get rid of those. Here's another one right here. So this main stalk that's coming up is actually shooting over into this one where there's some flowers. So this one right here, as you can see here, this one has flowers on it and no tomatoes growing just yet. And then inside of here, we got a good lateral growth that's coming off to the side. We're going to get rid of that one there and set that on our pile. Let's see what we have. We got a doubler up here. This one's doubling, and we're going to make sure that we don't affect the tomatoes that are up there. But if it is part of that one, we're going to leave it be. So I'm just going to untangle these two because 2 of the tomatoes were kind of crossed over, but we got good vertical growth on that one, and we're going to eliminate trimming that one. This one's coming outside of the range of the LED, so we're going to come in here and do the same thing. We're going to trim, and it also is part of this flower system here, so we're going to make sure we get rid of that. Same thing back here. We got something that's just going on here on this one. It's got good leaf growth, but it's also got a lot of blockage from some other things that are going on there. It's got a lot of obstructions, so we're going to get rid of that one here. And you can see there's a little bit of bad leaves on that one. They're not getting enough light, so we're going to get rid of that. Again, spinning this again around a little bit more, we're going to get into the innards of the plant here. This guy's way down here, not doing much. And on this one here, I gotta go ahead and dissect and see what's going on in this one here. So this has got no light going on. We'll find it. It's there. This one's vertically into the center of the plant. And the reason why you want to prune these like this is you want all of that nutrient going to your tomatoes there instead of to leaves that are not going to have or produce enough growth vertically to stay within your lights. So that's a good reason why. So let's go ahead and snip this one here. So there's tomato plant number 1 trimmed. I'm going to go ahead and go through the remaining ones of these right here. Make sure that we have some good vertical growth and put a lot of those nutrients into the locations that they need, especially this little guy right here. This guy's down here is just starving. He's not doing much. This little plant is producing. It looks like some of these are pollinated. Let me see. That one's got a little bit of a pollen. So some of these are pollinated. It's just that this plant did not take off due to the crowding and the light. I should have more than likely trimmed these a little bit earlier, but we're here now. And after you trim, what you want to make sure that you do is come back in and just double check your plant to make sure you don't have any dead leaves in there, because you might snip something and not realize that that you in fact trimmed a particular stalk, and you don't want to leave that in there. So make sure you clean up a day or two after, just to double check those leaves, and again help promote that growth there of this plant. And for this one, we're about done. I think I'm gonna be about completed on this one. I'm thinking about taking this one out. I think I'm going to. We're gonna take this big stalk out here because it's not producing. It's yellow and lighter, so we're gonna take that. All right, guys, so that's it. That's our trim and pruning for today. We're gonna come back in about a month and a half and just double check on it again, make sure that we don't have anything going on there funky after the trim. But that is it. We got some good tomatoes here. We have some good tomatoes that are gonna be growing under here. That looks like a good clean trim from what it was before. So let's put everything back in place. And one of the cool things is if you don't know about these Aerogardens, you can actually check out the root systems, look underneath here and see if everything's going good, which it is. Lots of roots, but just be careful. You don't want to pull those off and cut them up. So let me grab the dust buster. We'll clean up underneath here and straighten everything up and let it be. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and dice in this one here. You're gonna be careful that you don't get in there and start, destroying things and knocking tomatoes off. But this is gonna be your best method to clean this out if you want to. Just a little shop vac, some small, not shop vac, but a little handheld like this one here. So let's go. All right, there you go. There is a good pruning on the tomatoes. We're going to go ahead and make sure, again, check back in the next couple of days here, see if there's any issues with your prune. And that's it. Thanks, guys, for watching. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If you don't have one of these already, go ahead and check out in the links below. You should find one either on Amazon. You can grab them at a lot of your local hardware stores, but it's a good tool for teaching kids how plants grow in the home there. They can see it in the raw. Thanks again for liking and commenting. See you guys next time.